Hello everyone. Today I'm going to show you how to use one of our library research databases to help you complete your biome travel pitch project for environmental systems. For this project, you're going to research a biome and then create a sales pitch that convinces people to travel there. Your goal is to highlight what makes the biome unique and exciting. According to the project sheet, your pitch must include the following things. Here is the project overview. You should create a biome travel sales pitch that includes a map showing where the biome is located, landmarks or activities tourists could do, a description of the climate and weather, suggested clothing for visitors, descriptions of plants and animals, and 4 images. And even fictional organisms that could live in that biome. Use your biome project sheet to help you find reliable information for those elements. Today, I'm going to show you how to use a database called Gale in Context Environmental Studies. First of all, I want to talk about why we use databases before we jump into actually looking at the database. While Google can sometimes be helpful, it can also give you unreliable websites, outdated information, sources that are not written by experts. Whereas library databases are different because they provide credible sources written by experts, academic articles, reference materials, images, videos, and news articles. It also includes built-in citation tools, which can be helpful in the end of what you are doing. Using databases helps ensure that the information you include in your project is accurate and trustworthy, which is especially important when you're researching scientific topics like ecosystems and biomes. The database we will be using today is called Gale in Context Environmental Studies. This database is especially helpful for environmental systems students because it focuses on topics like ecosystems, climate, wildlife, environmental issues, and biomes. One of the most helpful features in this database is something called a topic page. Topic pages gather information, articles, images, videos, and other resources about one specific subject. So, if you search for a biome like a tropical rainforest or tundra, you will get a page that organizes reliable resources all in one place. Now, let's look at how to access the database. From our school website, you'll go to the databases section. Then you'll scroll until you find Gale in Context Environmental Studies. You will click on that link. Depending on your school setup, you may automatically be logged in, or you might need to sign in using your school credentials. Once you enter the database, you will see the main search bar where you can begin researching your biome. Now let's take a look at how to search. I'm going to close out this tab and show you what this could look like on your screen. When you log into Gale, this is what the home page will look like. It says Gale in Context Environmental Studies. You will see a search bar here where you can type in. Some things that you might want to search are things that could go along with your biome project. For example, tropical rainforest biome, desert biome animals, or tundra climate characteristics. For example, I'm going to search tropical rainforest biome. When I type that into the search bar, the database shows me a topic page for tropical rainforests. Topic pages are great because they organize information into categories like reference articles, academic journals, news articles, images, and videos. This page specifically, you can see it's showing all content types. We have 47 academic journals, 7 references, and 43 news articles. it then breaks up that those categories into specific pages where you can easily click and see more as I am scrolling down here. Now, let's click on the academic journals section. Academic journals are helpful because they give you a clear overview of the biome and include things like climate, weather patterns, plant and animal life, and ecological characteristics. These are a great place to start for gathering your sources for your projects. Now, we'll need to look at types of sources. As you are researching, you'll notice that the database includes different types of sources. Here are some that will especially be useful for your project. Reference articles. Let me click there. Here are some examples of reference articles. You can see it sorts by biome, arthropods, biosphere, rainforests, more biomes, Hadley cell, old growth forests. Reference articles give you general background information about biomes. In some cases, different search engines or databases might give you examples of images or videos. These are great for finding pictures of plants and animals and landscapes for your presentation. These can also help you better understand how ecosystems function. Now let's look at the news articles. These often talk about environmental challenges or current events affecting a biome. Using a mix of these different sources will help you create a well-researched and visually interesting project. As you can see, here are certain links that you can see going along with in the news current events having to do with biomes. Now I'm going to give you a few advanced searching tips. If you go to the side here, you will notice that there are many filter options that you could use to narrow down your search. If you want to find something that's more recent, you could filter by publication date. If you want to find something that is specific to a certain kind of biome, here are some filter options, and they are pretty endless. You could filter by document type if you were looking for something specific. You could look at the publication of a title and filter by that. Newspaper sections, Lexile measure. So if you're looking for something that's lower level text, you could know your Lexile level and search through there. Here's a content level, and then you could even advance search and type in your own parameters to create a search that way. There's lots of different tools available through this search filter, which is useful. Another tip I want to give you, I'm going to go back to my presentation, is using quotation marks. For example, if I search tropical rainforest animals in quotes, the database will search for that exact phrase, which can help narrow down your search results. The second tip is using Boolean operators and words like and. For example, using desert and climate in your database search. This tells the database to only show results that include both of those words, which might help you further refine your search and reduce wasted time. The third tip is using filters, which I showed on the screen previous, where you are able to filter sections by document, publication, reading level, and other things. These filters help you find things quickly and the most relevant information. There are also several built-in tools in the database to make your research easier. First, the citation tool. If you click the Cite button, the database will automatically generate a citation for your source. This helps you create your reference page for your project. There are also highlight and notes features. You can highlight information and save notes as you read. There's also sometimes a read aloud tool which can read the article for you if that helps you with your comprehension. Finally, the database translation tool that can translate articles into other languages as needed. These tools help make your research process interesting, easier, and organized. I will show you that quickly here. So if we go back to academic journals, and let's click on this example, you can see at the top, here is an easy way to cite. If you have a specific citation that your teacher wants you to use, you can click on those, and that is an easy citable source. Here we have a highlight and notes feature, which will allow you to have the option to take digital notes. Here you have the text-to-speech tool where you can listen. You can make the text larger, smaller, and there is that translation tool which makes all of these articles really accessible for anyone needing to learn more about biomes. So, in closing, I want you to know that today we learned how to use Gale in Context Environmental Studies database to research information about biomes. We talked about why databases are reliable research tools, how to search for your biome, advanced searching strategies, and helpful features like citation and filtering results. Using this database will help you find credible, detailed information that will make your biome travel pitch project stronger and more engaging. If you have any questions while researching, feel free to ask me for help. I'm always happy to assist you with finding sources. Good luck on your projects, and I can't wait to see the creative ways you promote your biome. Thanks.